If you're always broke and looking for a way out of that hole, keep watching as I give you 10 reasons why people stay broke and how you can break the cycle, starting right now. What's good, hustlers? JP here with Hustle It Productions. If you're looking to make money, pay off debt, and build wealth, stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, so you'll be first to know when we drop new content. So let me start this video off with a little warning. I know from personal experience, it can be a little uncomfortable talking about why you're always broke. So this video can go one of two directions. You can take it too personally, you can get all offended, you can start trolling the comments. Who the hell is this guy and why is he telling me why I'm always broke? Or you can take it as it's intended, not as being critical of your lifestyle and your choices, but as feedback so you can start making the hard choices and better your financial position. And that's one thing that separates the most successful people from the pack. That's the ability to hear the tough criticism, look within, and use that feedback to make positive changes in their life. So if you want to stop being broke and get on the way to financial prosperity, check out these 10 reasons why people stay broke. Number one, you don't know how to say no. You can't say no to your friends. You can't say no to your family. You can't say no when they're taking up a collection around the office. Trust me, you don't always have to buy your kid Call of Duty on the day it comes out. You don't always have to loan money to your family when you know they're never going to pay it back. And you don't have to go out every night when your friends ask you to go to the club. Every time you drop 20 bucks on dinner, you spend $40 on drinks at the bar, or you spend 60 bucks on that newest video game that comes out. All of those little expenditures have an opportunity cost, which really just means what better uses could you have had for that money, which is relevant for the next couple of items on the list. Number two is you pay interest, especially on credit cards. Everybody knows credit card interest rates are outrageous. Typically, you pay 1% plus the interest charges for your minimum monthly payment. So for a $3,000 credit card balance with an 18% interest rate, which actually isn't that bad for credit cards, you would pay $3,923 in interest by the time you paid it off at the minimum payment. So let's say you bought a big TV that you really couldn't afford. By the time you paid that TV off, you'd have paid double what it would cost. Now, I don't know about you, but I can personally think of a lot better things to do with that extra money. So my advice is this: if you owe anything on your credit cards, don't charge anything else. Pay for everything in cash. And if you can't afford to buy it in cash, ask yourself, is this something I truly need? And if it isn't, don't buy it. Keep doing this until you dig yourself out of that credit card black hole. I'll be making a video soon that explains to you 5 ways to get out of credit card debt fast. Number 3 is not paying yourself first. Once you have that credit card debt knocked out, you need to start doing something that most broke people don't, and that's paying yourself first. Look, I know just as much as anybody how easy it is to spend a little money here, a little money there, out of every paycheck buying things that maybe you really don't need just because your account isn't on empty. Then at the end of the month, guess what? You're still broke. That's why you should take a set amount every paycheck, set it aside, treat it like a bill, make it the first thing you pay. That way you start building up a reserve fund. That money's put aside so every time you drive by a shopping center, you go to a store, you don't feel the need to spend it. Gradually that will build up and you won't be broke. Reason number 4 why people stay broke is they don't have a proper budget. Before you can determine how much money you pay yourself each time, how much money you set aside from each check, you need a budget. How can you know what you have if you don't know what's coming in and what's going out? Most broke people tend to underestimate what their actual expenses really are, like how much you're spending on gas, how much you're spending at the grocery store. If you sit down and get an accurate picture of your income and expenses, then you can make adjustments and be able to have a little bit of money left over each month to actually start to get ahead. Number 5 is having poor spending habits. Take a couple of weeks to look at where you're really spending your money. Maybe you'll find out that all those trips to the coffee shop or dining out or going to the concession stand at the movies are costing you a lot more money than you really thought. Now, I'm not saying you can enjoy life and you have to live like a hermit, but maybe instead of having that $5 cup of Starbucks every day, brew your coffee at home and take it with you. Instead of eating out every day, buy some groceries and cook at home. Then, when you actually do have those things, it'll feel like more of a treat and a reward for yourself for all the progress you're making. Now, if you get through items 4 and 5 and you're still having trouble making ends meet, then the other things on this list will really help you out. Number 6, not asking for a raise. Now, most people seem to be too intimidated by their boss to go in and ask for a raise. But really, what can it hurt? Don't go in there making all kinds of demands and ultimatums. But if you go in professionally, ask your boss politely for a raise. The worst that can happen is he can say no, but the best that can happen is you might actually get it. And when you're running a tight budget every month, a little bit of a raise can make a big difference. Number 7 on the list, being too proud to go get a side hustle. If getting a raise at your day job isn't an option for you, or even if it is, and you just want to make a little extra money on the side, then getting a side hustle is a great way to make a few extra $100, maybe even a few extra $1,000 per month. The problem is a lot of people don't want to admit that they're struggling, or they think there's some sort of stigma attached to side hustles, that it's only things people that can't get or hold a real job do. I'm here to tell you from experience, that's not true at all. I have a great day job, but I also have a kid that I want to give the best life possible. So I've taken on various side hustles from here and there. I've driven for Lyft, I've worked concert security. Heck, I even make t-shirts on Amazon, which is incredibly fun and a great way to make a few $100s a month. Studies show that up to 40% of working adults have some sort of side hustle. So if you're having trouble making ends meet, a side hustle is a great way to take care of that. Number 8 is not investing in yourself. And by that, I mean anything from training courses, furthering your education, self-development, even just reading books. Investing time, effort, and a little money if necessary to better yourself in any way will pay off dividends well beyond the investment, whether it's getting a better job, a promotion, or just becoming a better, well-rounded individual. Number 9 is giving up too easily. A lot of the things on this list can be some hard changes to make. When it comes to starting a budget, getting a degree, or working hard to get that promotion, these things can take a lot of time and effort. So it's easy to get frustrated, give up, and fall back into your old ways of doing things. But just look at some of the most successful people who failed over and over again before getting their big break. Stephen King had his first book rejected 30 times before he finally got published. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, all had multiple failures on their record before they hit it big. So please, don't quit on yourself. I don't want to be cliche, but sometimes the biggest rewards require the hardest work. And number 10, looking rich instead of being rich. Having a newer car than your coworker, having a bigger house than your neighbor. These things are all great, unless you have to live poor to be able to afford them. What's the point of having a huge house if you can't afford to buy the furniture to put in it? Why buy a $1,000 purse if there's no money left to put inside? Take a look at a couple of the richest people in the world. I'm sure you've seen pictures online of Mark Zuckerberg, the billionaire founder of Facebook. Guy walks around in jeans, tennis shoes, and t-shirts. Then you've got Warren Buffett, the billionaire chairman of Berkshire Hathaway. Dude still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for 31 grand. Now this is just my opinion, and you can do what you like, but I would much rather be rich than look rich. And if you don't have a retirement account, do you really need to be spending all your money on designer clothes? I'm not judging though. I have definitely been guilty of all of this at one time or another. For instance, I love movies, so I have to have the newest and biggest and the most high-def TV on the market. But after a while, I learned that maybe I should take a step back and think before I make these impulse purchases and ask myself 3 questions. 1, do I really need this item? 2, is there a more affordable option for me to buy that I would still be happy with? And 3, what other things could I do with this money that I'm about to spend on this big ticket item that maybe would better my financial position? Just asking yourself those 3 questions before you make any large purchase can be the difference between being broke and being financially free. Oh yeah, one more thing. I am in no way saying you shouldn't enjoy life. Regardless of how hard you work and how much money you make, none of us can take it with us. So you need to enjoy your time while you're here. What the point of all of this is that if you take the time, make some hard decisions, make some adjustments in your life, you'll be able to free up the cash to take care of the things you need to take care of. So going forward, you'll have more money available to enjoy your life. Now it's your turn. What are the biggest money wasters in your life? Maybe you pay too much in credit card interest. Maybe you just have trouble saying no to family and friends. Or maybe it's something else that didn't even make my list. Trust me, I know there are plenty of reasons why people stay broke. Drop your answers in the comments below, and I'll make sure to respond to every one. If this video has been helpful to you, make sure to share it with a friend, give it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified for our next video to help you on your way to financial freedom. Thanks for watching.